The most important part of every plan is planning on you plan not going according to plan. The world isn't that kind to anyone, not consistently, anyways. You have to give yourself room for error. You have to plan on your plan not going according to plan. The wisdom in having room for error is acknowledging that uncertainty, randomness, and chance, unknowns are a never-present part of life. The only way to deal with them is by increasing the gap between what you think will happen and what can happen while still leaving you capable of fighting another day. Don't need to view the world in front of us as black or white, predictable or a crapshoot. The gray area, pursuing things where a range of potential outcomes are acceptable, is the smart way to proceed. But people underestimate the need for room for error in almost everything they do that involves money. Stock analysts give their clients price targets, not price ranges. Economic forecasters predict things with precise figures, rarely broad probabilities. The pundit who speaks in unshakable certainties will gain a larger following than the one who says, "We can't know for sure," and speaks in probabilities. Two things cause us to avoid room for error. One is the idea that somebody must know what the future holds, driven by the uncomfortable feeling that comes from admitting the opposite. The second is that you're therefore doing yourself harm by not taking actions that fully exploit an accurate view of that future coming true. But room for error is underappreciated and misunderstood. It's often viewed as a conservative hedge, used by those who don't want to take much risk or aren't confident in their views. But when used appropriately, it's quite the opposite. Room for error lets you endure a range of potential outcomes, and endurance lets you stick around long enough to let the odds of benefiting from a low-probability outcome fall in your favor. The biggest gains occur infrequently, either because they don't happen often or because they take time to compound. So the person with enough room for error in part of their strategy, cash, to let them endure hardship, in another, stocks, has an edge over the person who gets wiped out, game over, insert more tokens, when they're wrong. Long-term financial planning is essential. But things change both the world around you, and your own goals and desires. It is one thing to say, "We don't know what the future holds." It's another to admit that you, yourself, don't know today what you will even want in the future. And the truth is, few of us do. It's hard to make enduring long-term decisions when your view of what you'll want in the future is likely to shift. To make a financial plan go according to plan, it is important to set specific, measurable, and achievable goals. Then, create a budget that aligns with those goals and track your expenses regularly to ensure you are staying on track. It can also be helpful to have an emergency fund in case of unexpected expenses, and to regularly review and adjust your plan as needed. Additionally, seeking professional financial advice and creating a diverse investment portfolio can help ensure the long-term success of your financial plan. Here are some general steps to help you create a financial plan. Assess your current financial situation. Gather information about your income, expenses, assets, and liabilities to get a clear picture of your current financial situation. Set financial goals. Identify what it you want to achieve financially, such as saving for retirement, buying a house, or paying off debt. Make sure your goals are specific, measurable, and achievable. Create a budget. Determine how much money you have coming in and going out each month. Use this information to create a budget that aligns with your financial goals. Make a plan to reduce debt. If you have high levels of debt, create a plan to pay it off as soon as possible. This may include consolidating debt, negotiating payment plans, or creating a budget specifically for debt repayment. Build an emergency fund. Set aside money for unexpected expenses. A general rule of thumb is to have 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses saved in an emergency fund. Create a plan for saving and investing. Determine how much you can afford to save and invest each month and create a plan to do so. Review and adjust your plan. Regularly review your financial plan and make adjustments as necessary. This could include changes in your income, expenses, or goals. Seek professional advice. Consider seeking advice from a financial advisor or planner to help you create and implement your plan, if necessary.